Today on my show, we are going to be doing some quick gourmet appetizers to make before you're having a dinner party. Easy, light, fun, things that your guests can pick up that don't require any cutlery, and you can sit down and enjoy yourselves and not be stuck in the kitchen with them. What we're going to do today is we're going to make, firstly, a roasted shrimp. There's many variations you can do. I'm going to give you the basic recipe. Secondly, we're going to make a spinach stuffed mushroom, one of my favorites. And then lastly, we're going to do a almond baked brie. Everyone loves it. It's always a hit, and it takes about 5 minutes to make. So let's begin. I'm going to give you some quick tips on doing a dinner party. Very gourmet in very little time. So the first rule of thumb, the easiest thing is to get plain white plates. These are for your appetizers. Something like this for salad, or if you're doing a tasting menu and you want to plate the food. And then the large plate for your main course. Now, you can buy white plates anywhere. These are from Target, and these are from Crate & Barrel. Nothing costs more than probably $20. So it's an easy way to make your dinner party from the start look totally professional. The first hors d'oeuvre or appetizer we're going to make is an easy, very easy dish. It's a roasted shrimp. You can use any size shrimp that you want. I use this medium-sized shrimp. You can use smaller, or you can use the very large ones. Depends on how much you want to spend. A pound of this shrimp costs, where I bought it, $10. You can get shrimp that's $15 a pound, and they'll be a much larger size. So what we're going to do first is you just peel the shrimp. You buy it raw, and we need a cookie sheet. Again, this is so easy. You'll be amazed. So you're going to spread the shrimp out on the sheet. And make sure that, they're not overlapping. That way, they really get all roasted individually. And we are going to roast these in the oven, so you would want to have your oven preheated to 450 when you're roasting. Just as a rule of thumb, roasting vegetables or shrimp, you want to get that caramelized edges. You want to use a higher heat, because that will make it a little bit, it'll be faster and have more of a caramelized edge. Secondly, we're going to take olive oil. Any olive oil is sufficient. Obviously, the more expensive the olive oil, the better the quality. But for roasting purposes, you could use middle of the line olive oil. Really, when you're making salads or drizzles on vegetables, you want to use a higher end because it tastes better. So we're just going to drizzle some olive oil. This is just plain olive oil. You can even, sort of move it around. You're not using that much, maybe total a quarter cup. And I know sometimes it's hard if you haven't cooked much, you really would need to know measurements. So if you're not comfortable sort of winging it, I would just measure it in a quarter cup and just sprinkle it on and move it around. Next, we're going to use sea salt or kosher salt. It's a much better quality. It's great for cooking. And we're going to sprinkle that on. And just sort of take it in your fingers and evenly spread it amongst the shrimp. And what's great about this dish is there's many different variations you can do. You could add some crushed red pepper if you want it to be spicy. You could add some Parmesan cheese if you wanted. If you wanted to make a little bit of a Indian flair, you could add some curry and just sprinkle that right on. Some thyme. But for, this purposes, we'll just do the plain roasted shrimp. You're going to use some ground fresh pepper. Again, just sort of, if you don't have a grinder, you can buy ground black pepper. And just evenly. And that's it. We're going to put them in the oven. And we are going to bake about 10 minutes. Now every oven is different, so you can check them and you can see when they're pink and sort of have a crusty brown on them, they're finished. So after about 10-12 minutes, we took our shrimp out and we plated it. Again, if you have a nice serving platter or a white plate, however you want to do it, you know, put the toothpicks in something cute. I like to add a little color, so you know, maybe add some chopped chives to the top. It's really more for the presentation. It's amazing what little things like chopped chives can do to a plate. So again, here's our roasted shrimp, your toothpicks, and it's a great, easy hors d'oeuvre. It really took you 15 minutes total. And you can sit and enjoy with your guests, and they can eat and not feel uncomfortable because the shrimp aren't so huge that they don't know how to eat them. The second hors d'oeuvre we're going to make for our dinner party is a little bit more labor intensive. So you'll have to give yourself some extra time. If you're working all day, maybe, you know, the day before, just prep and just chop some ingredients if you have time. It's not much to chop, but if you know that you're going to be behind. If you have kids, while they're eating dinner, you know you're having a dinner party, you're not eating with them, just chop while you talk to them while the kids are eating. It's a great way to get stuff done when they're occupied. So, we're going to make a spinach stuffed mushroom. For our second hors d'oeuvre, the ingredients we need is, you could buy a box of stuffing mushrooms. You need a 1/4 cup of sour cream. If you're trying to make it low fat, you can use low fat sour cream. We always need salt and pepper. You need a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. It can be grated or the thinly shredded. It doesn't really matter. You need a bag of baby spinach and some homemade breadcrumbs. So one of my other quick tips to being a quick gourmet is this mini Cuisinart. 90% of my recipes incorporate this Cuisinart. It is so easy for every dressing, every sauce. It will make your life so easy. So I highly recommend. It's $30. Great investment, especially if you are passionate and want to have great dinner parties and really put together, you know, a great spread. It is something I would absolutely invest in. So you're going to take some French bread. It could have been from the night before. Really, day-old bread is better, but it doesn't really matter. If it's fresh bread, sort of pick out the insides because the crust will be too soft to grind. And you're going to put it in your Cuisinart, sort of fill it up. You're not going to use it all.